Bills fans, pay attention. An epic story may be about to be written or finished right before our eyes. As the NFL world turns its attention to rising stars and big off-season moves, a much more powerful narrative is unfolding in Buffalo. James Cook, the name that once brought crowds to Highmark Stadium, is about to enter hallowed territory. But his future with the Bills is more uncertain than ever, and that could make the 2025 season a true milestone in the franchise's history. Hold on tight, because this news is dense, rich in detail, and could directly impact the hearts of loyal Bills fans. James Cook is facing a defining moment, not just for his career, but for the history of the Buffalo Bills. In his fourth season in the NFL, the running back has a chance to join an extremely select group of franchise players. And most impressively, he may do it even while living under the shadow of uncertainty regarding his future in Buffalo. Cook enters the 2025 season with a clear and simple, but gigantic mission: to achieve his third consecutive campaign with more than 1,000 rushing yards. A feat that, to date, only two names have achieved in the history of the Bills. Thurman Thomas, with 8 consecutive seasons between 1989 and 1996, and O.J. Simpson, with 4 campaigns between 1972 and 1976. Cook had 1,122 yards in 2023 and 1,009 in 2024. If he repeats this performance, he will automatically enter this Hall of Legends. But there is one catch that keeps fans awake at night. Cook is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and so far, the Buffalo Bills management has not signaled any move to extend this contract. The lack of a renewal negotiation leaves the feeling that this could be Cook's last dance in the blue and red jersey. And this turns what would be a glorious season into a dramatic chapter in the player's career. With 2,638 rushing yards accumulated over the last 3 seasons, Cook has already shown that he is capable of producing consistently. He is still far from the astronomical marks of Thomas, 11,938 yards, and Simpson, 10,183. But if he keeps up this pace for a few more years, he could potentially fight for a place among the franchise's greatest. The problem is that, without a contract extension, this dream could simply evaporate, and a talent in his prime could be let go. Even with this cloud hanging over his continuity in Buffalo, what cannot be denied is that Cook still has a chance to immortalize his name in the team's records. A third 1,000-yard season, especially in a year with so many expectations surrounding the team, would be definitive proof that he deserves to be remembered as one of the greats at his position. In addition, Cook's impact goes beyond the numbers. His explosiveness, versatility, and ability to break tackles have made him a key piece for Josh Allen's offensive system. In a year in which the Bills have lost important names and are rebuilding part of their offense, Cook could be the anchor of stability and production that the team so desperately needs. For fans, it's a bittersweet feeling, seeing a player at the peak of his performance about to make history, but with no guarantee that he'll continue wearing Buffalo's colors in the coming years. With every snap, every run, the feeling will be the same. Are we witnessing the end or the beginning of an era? And if the doubt about James Cook's future is already exciting, the certainty about the Bills' present is even more exciting. Because even with individual uncertainties, the collective strength of the team has put Buffalo in an elite position in the NFL. And the new official rankings leave no doubt about that. While James Cook's future remains uncertain, the Buffalo Bills' present could not be more promising. The franchise enters 2025 with elite status, and it's not just the fans who see it. Sports media pundits have placed the Bills at the top of the NFL's power rankings, and the numbers and moves fully justify that position. According to the new power rankings published by Matt Johnson of Sportsnaut, the Buffalo Bills are currently the 3rd strongest team in the league, behind only the champion Philadelphia Eagles and the ever-dangerous Baltimore Ravens. This represents a clear recognition of the franchise's consistency, even after yet another disappointing season that ended with a painful loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. What makes this recognition even more important is the context. The Bills didn't make any star signings or invest exorbitant amounts in big names. Instead, they took a careful, strategic, and effective approach. According to Johnson, the additions of Joey Bosa and Larry Ogunjobi were low-risk, moderate-reward moves that could have an immediate impact if the players are healthy and motivated. Of course, there are still concerns, and one of them is the receiving corps. The lack of a true WR1 could be a problem, especially with Stefon Diggs gone. Still, Josh Allen has proven time and time again that he can carry this offense even without the best pieces around him. With a solid coaching staff and a well-tuned offensive structure, Allen continues to be the tipping point that keeps Buffalo at the top of the conversation. But the real difference maker this season is the defense. Unlike 2024, when the department was rocked by a string of injuries, the team enters 2025 healthier, deeper, and with key reinforcements. That's what supports the analysis that the Bills are poised for a dominant campaign. The roster may not be perfect, but the flaws are less exposed than on other teams. And that gives Buffalo a huge strategic advantage. With the roster reforming in phases, rookies on July 15th and veterans on July 22nd, all eyes are on training camp. That's where the final adjustments will be made. But one thing is certain. The Bills enter this season with a sense of urgency and purpose like never before. The window to win the Super Bowl is still open, and the team seems closer than ever to crossing it. And do you know what makes this confidence grow even more? The way the front office, led by Brandon Beane, worked behind the scenes. The Bills' offseason was a lesson in quiet but efficient rebuilding. And if the power rankings recognize the team as one of the favorites, much of that has to do with the profound changes in the trenches, especially on the defensive line. And that could be the key to finally breaking the curse and lifting the long-awaited Vince Lombardi trophy. If the rankings already position the Bills as one of the strongest teams in the NFL, there is a clear reason for this, and it starts in the trenches. The Buffalo Bills defensive line has undergone a true transformation this offseason, and the person leading this project was none other than General Manager Brandon Beane, who once again showed why he is considered one of the most competent architects in the league. The defense was the sector most affected by injuries in 2024, and this cost them dearly in the final stretch of the season. But in 2025, the scenario is completely different. What we saw was a strategic work that mixed youth with experience, strengthening both the present and the future of the unit. Among the names that made the most impact are veterans Joey Bosa, Michael Hook, and Larry Ogunjobi. Bosa arrives to make an immediate difference in the pass rush, despite his history of injuries. Ogunjobi and Hook, despite starting the season serving a 6-game suspension, are important pieces to the defensive rotation and bring versatility and aggressiveness to the center of the line. But it wasn't just the veterans who arrived. Beane also took a bold step in the draft and selected 3 crucial reinforcements for the defensive sector in the middle rounds: TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, and Deone Walker. All 3 have the potential to make an impact from the first snap and can give the defensive line the depth it lacked in previous seasons. These new faces join an already solid core that includes Greg Rousseau and Ed Oliver, 2 pillars of this line, as well as AJ Epinesa, Daquan Jones, and 2024 rookies Dwayne Carter and Javon Solomon. The rotation is now deep, athletic, and capable of constantly applying pressure in any formation. The Bills' defense no longer relies on 1 or 2 names and has become a collective wall, and it doesn't stop there. Beane's work also included the defense's backfield. Cornerback Maxwell Hairston was chosen as the main reinforcement to replace the departure of Rasul Douglas, and arrives with high expectations to form a duo with Christian Benford. In addition to him, rookies Dorian Strong and Jordan Hancock should also contribute in specific packages and bolster the depth of the secondary. All of this led Josh Edwards of CBS Sports to rank the Bills as the 7th best team in the NFL in terms of offseason, an extremely respectable position considering the balance of the league. The journalist highlighted that the real transformation of the Bills did not come from the offense, but from the defense, which was carefully rebuilt through a scattershot and smart approach. With the AFC increasingly competitive and elite quarterbacks spread across the conference, the Bills understand that in order to reach the Super Bowl, they will need to pressure, give, and force mistakes in the trenches. And now, more than ever, they have the tools to do so. The division rival New England Patriots ranked 2nd in the offseason, behind only the Chicago Bears. Other AFC teams, including the Broncos, Colts, and Browns, also cracked the top 10. But no team has done as much with as little fanfare as the Buffalo Bills, and that may be the hidden advantage that previous seasons have failed to deliver. The message from the front office is clear. We're not going to let Josh Allen's window of opportunity slip away. The defense is built to provide immediate support and consistency in February. And if recent history is any guide, the teams that win in February are the ones ones that dominate the line of scrimmage. With James Cook on the verge of making history, the Bills ranked among the top 3 teams in the NFL, and a completely revamped defense, do you think this is the year we finally win the Super Bowl? Or is there still something missing to turn this team into a champion? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I will come back later to update you with the latest news from Buffalo Bills.